Hello and welcome to Five Elements Living. I'm Shelby Conley and I'm sitting down today with Paula Umel and Jenny Morrill, who have written a new book I'm very pleased to introduce to you. It's called Weaving Healing Wisdom. And what I'm really thrilled about is that you're working together. I've known you individually, I have known you together in certain circles, and I know you've been friends for a while, but I'm curious what brought you together to put this into a book.
Jenny and I met many years ago through a friend, and we just sort of grew together in a lot of different ways. Over the years, she's asked me for help and support around her health. We work together on Reiki things, and I don't know, just
You
one
have
of
a lot
those
of the same
things.
friends. You have
We
a
do.
lot of
We
the
have a
same
lot of the same
circles.
friends, and it just sort of grew together.
I met her 13 years ago. She was at my mother's house, actually. And our relationship started to just kind of grow from there, but more intensely over the last few years. I reached out to her, like she said, and I wanted to find some of my own healing skill set. I wanted to work on my own healing. And Paula was really the beginning of my healing journey. And she helped me kind of deal with some of the loss that I had and some struggles, and I was kind of in a dark place. And so Paula really initiated this whole journey for me, and so it makes total sense that we are coming together in another way with collaboration, because she was my teacher, my spiritual teacher for many years, and so that's how we started.
It's funny that she says that she was in this dark space, because she never, I mean, that just never.
I know it doesn't radiate from her,
no,
does it?
she just radiates warmth and light and positivity, and so you did not glow with darkness at all.
Well, it doesn't surprise me that the two of you are working together. You're both teachers. That is your background, dealing with children. And you both are businesswomen who deal with the public and dealing with a lot of women in general that are going through struggles. So it doesn't really surprise me that you've brought together to form a book that brings both of your professions and your wisdom, your life's wisdom, together. So if you could just tell us a little bit about what's in the book and speak about what you each bring to it.
Well, knowing Paula's wisdom and how your wisdom has really shaped and created well-being for me, it made sense that I reach out to her. There's no one else that I'd want to collaborate with. And so her skill set is all about wellness from a nourishing point of view, bringing foods into your body that nourish you, rejuvenate you, and soothe your soul. And she's also a yoga specialist, yoga teacher, and she taught me yoga to do in the morning to help open my chakras up and help my healing. So it just made sense to me that we work together, and I brought my mindfulness, what we can do with our mindsets to try to create wellness and balance in our lives, and we collaborate together, bringing her wisdom and insights and skills into one place, one resource that people can use that's easy, and that they can start to build their own tapestry of wellness with both of our skills. And I thought it just made sense because I bring the mindfulness, the mindset, and Paula brings the nourishing foods and the movements with the yoga, and that really balance the mindset. So
Well, that's what I love about the title.
yeah.
Because what the title says is about weaving healing.
Right.
And when you have a tapestry, it all blends in beautifully, but at the same time, reading the book, you can see where there are separate pieces to it. It all
Exactly.
comes together,
Right.
but it isn't like, well, who said what or where's that coming
No.
from? It flows so beautifully together.
you.
I was really, really moved by it, and I know that a lot of the people that come to Five Elements Living and that they're dipping into different places. Some of them are doing acupuncture, some are doing the goddess workshop, some
Right.
people are just staying because they need massage.
Right.
What they're going to get when they take this book home is more than just one thing.
Yeah.
It really weaves it together.
Right. And you get to choose what you want from it that speaks to you. There's so much information in this book. There's so much wisdom in this book that we want
It's
to...
very unique.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Very unique. I was really excited. Well, when it wasn't a hidden secret that you were working together, but you were bubbling up. And then when it came out that the two of you were writing a book, the first is like, they are, and then the second piece is they are. Of course they are.
Right.
That would just make
Makes sense, right. Well, it was funny because when Jenny first asked me to do it, I totally shut off. It's like, no way. I was working on another book, which I've tucked aside for the time being, because, like I said, 30 seconds into when she was telling me what she wanted to do, I was like, yes, I'm so on board with that. Yes, yes, I have to be a part of that. So I went from, no, not in this lifetime, in 30 seconds flat, like, oh yeah.
Yeah, because it's really about,
with you.
first of all, it's the work. Because everybody knows to do a body of work that you just put together is very time consuming. You're putting yourself out there as well. And so the no doesn't come from you don't want to put the information. It's the amount of work. I mean, you're both mothers. You have teenage children that you're raising. You have jobs, you have businesses, and the fact that you put a book together is quite a miracle. It's a lot of work.
A lot of soul energy.
But
it was
it
good
just
soul
flowed.
energy
It
that needed to
just-
come together. Yes.
Yeah.
When
It
I
looks
was
like it
writing,
It didn't
It
seem like
did.
work. It just seemed like just an expression that I had to get out. I had to get it out of my head, and I had to put it in paper. I had to put it on paper.
And when she told me about it and I started playing around with it in my head and then I'd meditate on it and do my yoga, it's like amazing. It just, oh yeah, I'd have to stop doing yoga and start taking notes because that's what needs to go there and that's what needs to go there. And just
And we would communicate too, and through technology, we weren't always together communicating. We were texting or emailing, and she would be having the same exact thought that I would have, and she would say, "Oh my gosh, I was just going to email you that. I was the same idea," or I would say the same. "Oh my gosh, I was thinking the same thing." So even though we weren't physically together, we were connected.
it was
You're
synchronized.
still weaving.
We were weaving. Our energies were weaving somewhere in the universe together.
Yeah,
But what's going to be wonderful is the gift that you're giving the rest of us.
I hope that.
Me too.
The energy
It
that the two
inspires
of you
people.
have together, and then being able to put it out there in a form that people can take with them is really going to be amazing. That people have it, they can just keep it in their bags, they can take it with them when they're on vacation, and they can refer back to it. It's a cover-to-cover read, and at the same time, you could just open a piece of it and go,
And
"Oh,
sit with it
that's
for
right."
a while.
Yes.
And that's what I hope people do. They're going to weave their own tapestry. It's going to be
Absolutely.
whatever color, whatever depth, however they choose to take it and to create it using the information in this book.
And it's a beautiful book.
It is a pretty book.
It's a pretty book.
Pretty book. That was really.
I know.
It's a nice coffee table book, and then you can say, "Oh, I actually do read that."
Yeah. Yep. And take your time with it. Take your time with it.
And go back to it.
And go back to it and sit with one chapter for a month, a week, however long you want to, and just experiment with some of the wisdom that's in it.
And then the other piece that you two have been spending time on is working with schools.
Yes.
So this book isn't particularly about students, and it's not particularly about teachers. However, there's a whole other section that the two of you are doing together. Could you
Yes.
speak a little bit about that as well?
Kids.
It's about kids.
It is. It's about kids. And it's just like what I've tried to do with my kids, raise them so that they are conscious, that they are mindful, that they can pull themselves back into themselves and just calm themselves down and not have emotional reactions, to use their minds to act and not react, and just be good people. And schools, we know the schools are crazy. Kids have so many demands on them.
And teachers do too.
And
Oh my,
teachers do too.
yes, it's
The curriculums are very strict.
very strict, very demanding, and it's just something to pull the kids into themselves and realize that they do have the strength, the resilience,
Yep.
the perseverance,
And answers.
everything.
They have answers that they can find. if
Because
they
that isn't in the
connect.
curriculum. That isn't in their curriculum, is how to take care of themselves.
Exactly.
Because they all go home. Every child has some, doesn't matter what economic place they are in the world, they all have stress. And you pointed that out to me, that it wasn't just about kids who are lacking somewhere in their economic life. They are lacking somewhere else.
Absolutely.
And even kids that have too much, there can be stress with
Stress.
that. And teaching the teachers how to look for those things.
Teaching the teachers how to look for those things and teaching children how to navigate that stress without having to find the answers outside of them. And it's very empowering for little ones to hear that they have so much strength and resiliency within them, and they have a spirit, and they have wisdom, and they have an inner light. And when I talk about that with my students glow because they want to have those conversations. They want to hear about how to take care of themselves and how to have some more self-control or self-regulation, and how to navigate stresses and pressures in their life, and how to find their value, even in their breath. You're here with me today, and we're just going to connect with our breath for a minute. We're going to take time out of our classroom time, and we're going to connect to your breath. And that is all you need. You don't need to fix anything. You don't need to work on anything. You don't need to change anything. You just need to be
You're
here,
not doing therapy.
connected. We're not doing therapy. We're just allowing kids to breathe and reset and sit with where they are. And then learn from that, and how do they need to move forward so that they can navigate the pressures and the productive struggle. And that's with strength, and I'm very, very excited about where that is going to go, because I've been working with teachers, I've been doing some trainings, and Paula and I are doing some together, working with kids and teaching them early on how they can take care of themselves with the foods they choose, and the movement, with giving their body time to stretch and breathe, and how to connect to that breath. It's very powerful to teach them young, so that they grow into that as adults.
And we don't have broken
And
adults.
we don't have broken adults.
Yes. You don't have to go back and try to do remedial work as an adult.
Yes.
You can walk into your adult life with strength and
And that lends itself to leadership, personal leadership.
Very true.
we have plans.
So you can find information on 5 Elements Living about the book and where to get the book, but I would like each of the women to explain about their own websites and if you want to work with them individually as well. So Paula.
My website is paulaumel.rn.com, which it's my first name, and my last name, Y-O-U-M as in Mary, E-L-L, rn.com. I'm there, find me.
So you also speak more on food choices.
It's food choices. I am very into nutrition, nourishment, but it's also lifestyle medicine because we can eat a really healthy diet, but if we don't take care of ourselves in other areas of our lives, your diet is just the tip of the iceberg.
Yes,
So.
absolutely. Okay.
And my website is 3marigolds.com, where I offer mindfulness training and tutoring and support and learning about mindfulness and just opening up that door, how you can really train yourself to react to things in a different way, and you can change your thinking and your thoughts, and bringing mindfulness into your life is just a very powerful way of creating a new habit of mind.
And you both work with individuals and in groups.
Yes.
Perfect. Well, thank you very much. And I'm not kidding when I say I'm very excited about this book.
Well, Martin, thank you for writing the foreword.
Yes.
Oh, my pleasure. My pleasure.
Very lucky for
I like I said, it really came from my heart
Thank
because
you.
I appreciate the work that you've both been doing individually and now together.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yes. Thank you.